Okay, we will get started. This is our 10 to 10:30 session. It's filling in the gaps from the FastTrack videos. It's where everybody should start at 10:30. We will not switch links today. We'll have a brief pause, let those leave that want to leave, and then we will get right into the topic of intermittent fasting and tiger type days, and we'll look at this new orange chicken recipe. That was interesting. I kept getting messages about orange chicken. And then I seen in the group that there was one of our great members had posted an orange chicken picture. And it didn't have a ton of response, but it must have been a lot of silent response because I got several messages about how to do it. So we'll talk about that if we have time. Saturday, we do have our We Fixed It. Make sure you get your recipes, products, whatever you're wanting approved. Make sure you get those to Lisa so she can put them together. We'll be ready to go tomorrow at 10:30. We'll be doing an orientation for the 21-day self-mastery. I may go on and do it tomorrow at noon, depending on how today works out. We do have the 1 o'clock Battle Buddy session, Charles and Sandy. There'll be a public discourse, public coaching of Charles and Sandy today at 1. And then we've got 8 ladies that have started the Battle Buddy themselves. They have an assigned Battle Buddy. Be meeting with them at 2 o'clock. It's not too late for you to get in on that and start life over. That's how I look at it. It's like a brand new start. They're starting just like I did 20 years ago, the same way, same protocols that helped me lose 44 pounds in less than 6 weeks. They're going to lose 100 pounds in 12 weeks. So it's exciting. All right, good to have y'all. We're going to jump over here. Hey, Cindy. Hey, everybody. Hey, Shanice. So as the year has progressed, are y'all feeling as a Shibboleth family and community that we're all together making improvements to the program? Are you getting more of what you need? And do you think our other members are getting more of what they need? You feeling good about it, or we still got a lot of work to do? We do have a lot of work to do. Getting better though, I hope. But anywho, we're going to get into it.
I think we always are going to have work to do. Doesn't matter if we're talking about personal or business or ministry. I think it matters what we're talking about. There's always work to do. Of course, I've not been back the whole year yet, but I can tell there's been a lot added to the program. I was just having a conversation as I finished up my walk with a lady. She was like, "Oh, I know who you are." And I was like, "Oh, thank you," all that conversation. And I did appreciate it. And I was glad she recognized me because it gave me an opportunity to invite her back and da-da. And she said, "Is it still the same?" And I said, "Yes, it's still the same." I said, "Now there's been a lot added." I said, "But you have to remember, I was gone for almost 5 years." And I said, "So there's been a lot added to." I said, "But that foundation is always going to be there. It doesn't matter what it's called, whatever is always going to be the foundation." I said, "But I have appreciated the additions that have come on as Travis has gained more knowledge, how those have been added into the program."
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I think it has to always be evolving. And I think the biggest challenge you have as things grow and change and more is added is people want to leapfrog the beginning and then it gets confusing to them. But if we could just focus on just FastTrack until we master that and then focus on the next level and so on, I think it would be a lot easier on folks. But I'm excited about what the Lord is doing, taking one moment at a time. And we just couldn't be more excited to be a small part of y'all's life. So welcome, everybody. We will get started. I'm going to go to the website. Remember, this week we were doing it a little different. We're going through the workbook because we missed a day. and trying to stay a little more structured because we missed Memorial Day. So we go to digital books. We're going to our workbook. This being Friday, we got a lot of ground to cover. Like that Smokey and the Bandit song, we got a long way to go and a short time to get there. We talked about so much of the shibboleth shield, and we're getting into now calories. What are calories? So calories are not all created equal. That's a lie. You're starting to hear a little bit more of the truth as it relates to calories. But when I went through the educational pieces I did, they taught all calories are created equal. A calorie is a calorie is a calorie. But they all break down different. We're gonna get a completely different. We're gonna get a completely different result. Hold on one second. This is public. Gina, this is a public class. In fact, let me take a step back. At myshibboleth.com, it's streaming live right there right now. Nobody even has to give us an email address. It's streaming right now on public Facebook. Now at 10:30, that'll stop. And then it'll be a private class. Monday through Friday at 10 a.m., that's my calling. And my calling is to help people with FastTrack, regardless of their ability to pay. So Monday through Friday at 10 a.m., and it is the quickest way to get there is myshibboleth.com, myshibboleth.com. So what is a calorie? This is a unit of energy, and that's how our body operates. We have incoming energy and we have outgoing energy. But energy, calories break down different. We know intrinsically that we get a different result from 100 calories of egg whites as opposed to 100 calories of ice cream. Totally different result. Same calories, different result. They break down differently. They break down into macro, micro, and phytonutrients. So when we break down to the macro level, we've got protein, carbs, and fat, and water. Every calorie is going to break down into those macros, and then you're going to get blood flow to the digestive system based upon what that macro was. Each macro is like a person. Protein, carbs, and fat, they're people and water, and they're having internal conversations inside of you. Switches are flipping on, switches are flipping off. All kind of things are happening. The way we eat here, we're having good quality conversations. We're not excluding any macronutrient, and we're controlling the fat bus. What are 4 things that happen when the fat bus comes on the scene? That being insulin. If we are spiking our sugar, we're having to deal with an insulin response. That's growth hormone. That means your appetite goes up. You can't help it. It's not a discipline thing. High levels of insulin, high appetite, cravings, desires, snacking. Next, you have fat storage. So when you really provoke a huge insulin response with those Oreos for the next 2 days, even if you're eating a delicious steak, you're going to be more apt to store the fat from that steak because it's a fat storage hormone. I can't say it enough. This should be taught by a million different coaches every day, the same thing, the same way, every day. We would eradicate obesity in the U.S. But it's too hard, and there's not any money in it. So maybe one day we'll all be out there with our little wise shibboleth PowerPoint, just letting the whole world know, because it would save a life. I have a real burden for people who are dealing with food addiction, and especially those that beat themselves up like it's all their fault. This hormone is dictating your appetite, you're storing fat, and if you're in a growth mode, you cannot efficiently burn fat. We don't get into this in FastTrack, but you're also going to deal with high levels of inflammation. Your body produces more LDL cholesterol. It's not good. You have to neutralize insulin or the fat bus. We covered there are 4 macros: protein, carbohydrate, fat, and water. Protein, 4 calories per gram. Carbs, 4 calories per gram that break down into glucose. Fat, 9 calories per gram. Water, 0 calories per gram. We've taken, to start our program the right way, we've taken whole foods and we've categorized those whole foods. We've categorized them into 7 categories so that we can combine them right. Now, you learn this so that you can understand the other. You learn this so that you can understand the other. So everything you need comes from your local grocery store, Kroger, Ingles, Piggly Wiggly, whatever. That's how we live. If you're buying vacuum sealed meals, if you're buying them from me, if you're buying them from Nutrisystem, that's fantastic. But you will not be able to make that a long-term lifestyle. You're living in a culture. You have restaurants everywhere. Think about how many times you eat at a restaurant every quarter. You have restaurants, fast food, family-style restaurants. You have processed goods. You have Cocoa Pebbles. You have so many things that have been touched by the hand of man. And it would be fun for me to tell you, and it would feel good to you. You can't have any of those things. We are a clean eating program. You can't have them. You cannot have your Special K red berries. They're bad for you. Don't you want to be clean? Don't you want to eat clean? Don't you want to eat wild caught, organic, grass-fed? Of course you do. Of course you do. But you need to know how to deal with those lesser evils, because you're going to have them. Everybody here, I don't care how clean your diet is, you're living in this area, this culture, you're going to need to know how to deal with those lesser evils. So we're combining whole foods because we're learning the concepts. We're learning the concepts of nutrition, of metabolic preservation. We're learning about those things so that we understand why we can have those lesser evils in a different way. Am I making any sense yet? So we're taking the whole foods that grow from the ground, that roam the earth, and we're categorizing them so that we learn food combining. And you can then put together your own plate and eat as clean as you want. But then we also approve and teach you how to have that Special K red berries. For example, if you want some Special K and you put it with some skim milk, your booty ain't going to see no EFB for 48 hours. I don't care if the scales are fluctuating up and down. Your booty's not seeing any fat burning for 48 hours. But you get rid of that skim milk, lower the starch in the overall meal, and add Kroger Carb Master milk or fat-free Fairlife milk. Now we've fixed that evil and turned it into a lesser evil that doesn't provoke the fat bus. Did y'all hear the old man, the old bald-headed man? Did you hear me? Did you get it? I need you to get it. I need you to get it, because I'm going to turn your metabolism into a Hemi. I'm going to take it and turn it from a Volkswagen into a Hemi. All right? Hear me. This is worth learning, everybody. Okay, so category 1 lean proteins, there's an exhaustive list on the website. But for those that aren't members and aren't going to become a member, get your pen ready, or you can get the recording from Lisa. You ready? So category 1 lean proteins. You got chicken breast. I'm doing this from memory. Chicken breast, all fish, low-fat cottage cheese, Greek plain yogurt, 96% lean ground meat of any type, boar's head London broil, egg whites, turkey breast, chicken breast, Kroger Carb Master milk, fat-free Fairlife milk, most approved shakes. That's an example of lean proteins. That's exercise in a category. Category 2, fibrous carbohydrate. You've got foods like squash, broccoli, asparagus, okra, green beans, cauliflower, jicama, all leafy greens, mushrooms, These are great category twos that put the brakes on the fat bus. And we've got category two bread, so you can have a burger and a hot dog and a sandwich without causing insulin, because the whiter the bread, the quicker you're dead. We've got more than 100 approved category two breads and tortillas. An example would be Olay Extreme Wellness Tortilla. Tastes like a tortilla, but you might as well be eating a green bean because of the macronutrient profile. Then you have La Tortilla Factory high fiber tortillas, Joseph's high fiber pita bread, Healthy Life, Lewis Healthy Life bread, 35 calorie bread. These have the right ratio of added nutrients to slow down the blood sugar elevation so we get less insulin. Category three, potatoes, corn. You've got lima beans and peas, long grain brown rice, whole wheat. If it's 100% whole wheat or 100% whole grain, it can go in category three. I say tomatoes and onions. So there's some great ones. All those that you love so much, they're probably in category three. Category four, you've got your steak, you've got your baby back ribs, you've got your whole eggs, you've got your chicken wings, you got the dark meat stuff, all your proteins that have additional fat, like a ribeye or a New York strip. Some of the hams that are approved will go in category four. Basically, category one, egg white, category four, whole egg. So we got a protein where there's a fat added. We have to eat those differently. You don't want to be eating category threes with category fours if you're trying to have a perfect day that we talked about earlier in the week. Category five, all fruit. All fruit. If you're trying to lose weight, berries, apples, and oranges and grapefruit are the ones to stay with. But all the others are approved too, but you can't eat them by themselves until you get into maintenance. You're putting the brakes on your efficient fat burning effort anytime you eat fructose, aka fruit sugar. How would I have fruit then, Brother Travis? Well, grilled chicken breast with approved barbecue sauce, green beans, and an apple for dessert. An approved hot dog. I've got an approved hot dog bun. I've got a Hebrew National Frank that's lean, 97%. I put me some approved slaw on there, a little ketchup, a little mustard, eat my hot dog, and then I have a watermelon right after that at the cookout for dessert. That's a 1 + 2 + 5. Don't let this scare you off. It will become secondhand nature. Some of us have been doing this so long, we see these numbers floating over our plate when we're eating it. That's when you know you've become a shibboleth master. All right. Category 6 superfoods, peanut butter, nuts, seeds, any of these foods that contain all the macronutrients, pinto beans, refried beans, black beans, red beans, kidney beans. Well, kidney I think is better probably to put in 3, but it doesn't matter because we use them about the same way. The difference with category 6 is we can eat them by themselves where we can't a category 3. So category 6 superfoods, there's a big exhaustive list of those. Category 7, all shellfish, they work just as good as category 1 does. The reason we separated them years ago from category 1 is some people have allergic reactions to shellfish or a religious aversion to eating them, and they would just say, I can't have any of the category 1. So we moved them out and we put them in category 7. Anytime you cook a fat into a lean protein, you have to treat it like a category 4. So for example, if I have shrimp sauteed in olive oil instead of 100% MCT oil, I got to treat it like a 4. Then I can't have my 3s or 5s on that plate. Then we've got other classifications. What we're doing is learning what category the food is in so I can figure out how to put me a plate together. So I've got meal replacements. We've got tons of meal replacements. We don't categorize meal replacements. It's a nutrition label, and it's got the right amount of protein and fiber to neutralize the fat bus. We vet every single thing in that library. Then you've got approved snacks that need less protein and fiber because they're less calories if we have an approved snack. You've got freebies and extras. Freebies are things you can eat all day. If you need to graze, I don't want you to graze. I want you to break the habit of grazing because your sugar-free Jell-O will become Doritos. Did you hear the old man? The sugar-free Jell-O that you graze on all day, if you never break the habit of grazing, will eventually become Doritos. Let me stop and explain that. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? So, Travis, what are my freebies? Cucumbers, pickles, sugar-free Jell-O, bran crisp bread. You're not eating those because they're filling any nutrient void that your body has. You're eating them because you've got a void in your life. Yes or no? You've got a trigger going on. You're angry, you're hurt, you're bored. Something's happening because they do nothing for the physiological temple of God. They do nothing for you physically. So you're not eating them for that, but they're very satisfying, aren't they? Because they fill some sort of void. They are a coping mechanism. That's what they are. We need to be aware that I'm having the sugar-free Jell-O because I'm coping with something. Usually it's boredom for most people. You're just bored. So you want something, hand-mouth disease, and you know, little mouth pleasure. Be aware, because that sugar-free Jell-O will become Doritos. And those Doritos, you can see, if you look in the mirror closely next time, I guarantee you can see those Doritos underneath your skin. They're there, Joy. They're in the booty. They're in the thighs. They're in the back. You'll see them. Okay? So we want to over time work on breaking the habit of grazing, but we have freebies and extras while we're breaking that habit. The difference between an extra and a freebie is extras, they don't count as your meal or snacks either, but you can't eat them endlessly. Like, I don't care if you eat an entire bathtub of sugar-free Jell-O, but I do care if you eat an entire bathtub of hummus and carrots. So in other words, I can have a couple of tablespoons of hummus with some raw carrots, and that's an extra. I'm not worried about that. It's not enough to count as a snack. Then you've got condiments. I'm going to give you the short of the condiment rule today. There's 3 levels to it, but I got to hurry through this. All of this is taught in the FastTrack videos on the website. Condiments spruce up our food. Food, not a drink. Condiments don't go in drinks. Coffee creamer's a different rule. So you've got all kinds of condiments to make your food taste better. Anything that's near 0 calorie, spices, seasonings, McCormick spaghetti sauce mix, cardamom, you name it, spices, seasonings, dill, all of that's freebies. Walden Farms calorie-free condiments, that's good. But you can also pick out condiments based upon the 5-2 few rule. This is where you get your A1 sauce and Heinz 57 sauce and certain salad dressings. 5-2 and few means you look at the nutritional label and it says 5 grams of sugar or less, 2 grams of fat or less. You can use that. There's tons of them. So we just went through all of these examples of these food, snacks, and whatnots. Let me move. We need to start going through this entire workbook. Okay. With y'all having it in hand, that would be fun. Then I can get y'all to write. Because when you write, you remember. So we're going to do a quick quiz. Are y'all ready? For the members only class, are you ready for the quiz? They say, Sister Cindy, they say this program is really hard. It's not hard. We have to clear our mind for a minute. Clear our mind. True or false? Yeah, true or false? I can have, for optimal fat loss results, I can have 3 eating episodes per day. That's true. For approved and good results, I can have 3 eating episodes that are meals and approved snack and freebies all day if I want to and still have a perfect day. That's true too. It won't be as optimal, but it's still living the lifestyle, and over time, you will get there. For breakfast, this is an approved meal. An egg white omelet with spinach, fat-free cheese cooked in Pam cooking spray. That is approved. Is this approved? An egg white omelet with spinach with Sargento reduced fat cheese. That's approved. That is approved. Is the following approved? Could I have 2 scrambled eggs, steel cut oats, and a slice of category 2 toast? No, that's right. Could I have 3 or 4 scrambled egg whites with some mushrooms and salsa, some steel cut oats, and a slice of category 2 toast? Yep, you could do that. Those of you that's drinking water from a fire hydrant right now, notice the faces are going, yep, we all started the same way. I started this way. I didn't know how things broke down in my body. So I said, I'm starting life over. And I'm not putting anything in my mouth, no matter how hungry I am, unless I know how it breaks down in my body. And I'm going to make sure I'm controlling insulin. I'm not eating nothing if it's not controlling insulin. And that's how we learn, okay? And every meal that you like, discard the ones you don't like. The ones you hear about that you like, pin that down, learn more about it. You're starting life over. This is important. You're not doing a diet. You're starting a new life, a new lifestyle. Another one. I'm having a lion day today. And breakfast, I have real bacon, real sausage, and some full fat hunky cheese for my breakfast. Yeah. I had that for breakfast. Then for lunch on a lion day, this isn't FastTrack material, is it? Then for lunch, I have a 80% lean, grass-fed bison steak patty with some Worcestershire. Is that good so far for a lion day? Yep. And then for dinner, I have 4 lemon pepper chicken wings. Am I still doing all right? And then before I go to bed, I have some shibboleth approved popping corn. I just blew it. That was more of an advanced topic, wouldn't it? Let's go back to FastTrack. I forgot where I was at. Forgive me. Okay, so I get up. For breakfast, I'm going to give you 3 meals. For breakfast, I have category 4 Oscar Mayer bologna fried in MCT oil, a slice of fat-free cheese with category 2 bread for a sandwich in the morning. Could I do that? Yep, sure could, because I had Oscar Mayer light approved bologna, category 2 bread. That's a 4 plus a 2. Fat-free cheese is my condiment. I tried to trick Sherry. Then for lunch, I'm called to a meeting. After the meeting, they want to go to Applebee's. I go into Applebee's. I'm new to the program. I don't know what I can have, but I order grilled chicken with broccoli, and they add potatoes to it. I don't eat the potatoes. I eat the grilled chicken and broccoli only. Was that good? I made it. I survived that. That chicken at Applebee's is a category 1, correct? No, it's a 4. Good job. Good job, Beth. It's a 4. They've added fat to it. I'm at home instead. For lunch, I have grilled chicken with Stubbs mopping sauce on it. I have a 1/4 cup of Simply Potatoes hash browns cooked in MCT oil, and I have some green beans that was cooked in bouillon. Could I do that? Sounded pretty good to me. That's a 1, 2, 3, because I didn't use that bad fat. I used MCT. Now for dinner, I got me a big old boiling pot, and I found some crab legs on sale, and I put some Old Bay seasoning in the pot, and I throw my crab legs and my shrimps in there, and I throw my corn on the cob in there, and then I steam me some broccoli, and I have crab and shrimp dipped in ghee butter with a little corn, 0-calorie butter spray on it, salt and pepper, and I have my broccoli. Could I do that? Sounds good to me. I'm optimal right now. I've had 3 eating episodes, but now I've had a rough day. And I'm sitting in there and America's Got Talent's on, and I get bored and I go look in the pantry and I go, what do I want? What do I want as a snack? And I pull out of there, pop me some popcorn, and I eat the whole bag of popcorn. Approved popcorn, whole bag. That won't work. Too many servings. Could I have up to 200 calories of the popping corn? Yeah. Is that going to be a good weight loss day or a good maintenance day? Good maintenance day. Congratulations, y'all have just graduated from FastTrack again. Make sure you go through your FastTrack videos, take tests, pass tests, earn the badge. Come and learn through osmosis. Be a part of the community. It does make a difference. If you could have done this by yourself, you would have already done it a long time ago. We need each other. You may be starting your weight loss journey, and you do have a measure of faith. You have a mustard seed of faith. That's enough to get the job done. But you come be a part of a community. It's all of us putting our mustard seeds together. Now we have a full measure of faith because we are the body of Christ and we can help one another. We're not just working on weight loss and waistlines here. We're working on getting rid of those deadly sins. We're working on getting rid of anger, getting rid of hurt, getting rid of all these different emotions, thoughts, and feelings that trigger us. This runs deeper than we know. That's why Jesus, I'm going to let y'all go with this one. Would y'all give yourself a break today? This ought to bring you great comfort. Great comfort. If you got up beating yourself up over something this morning, just like I do some mornings, Jesus said before he said it was finished, you know how he finished his time here in the form of a bodily man? He finished it by saying, forgive them because they don't know what they're doing. You did not choose to hurt your temple. You wouldn't have chose this. So this isn't all your fault. You have an enemy. I'm reminding you of that this morning. Forgive yourself. You didn't know what you were doing. Even when you think you know what you're doing, trust me, you don't. Only God knows. His thoughts, his ways are higher than ours. Let's just live in the present moment. It's a good day today. Do your best with the program today. Any questions or comments before we transition to the members only? Anybody? Feel free while I take Luminex and berberine and nobody? Nobody got anything? Sherry doing it too. All right. We love y'all in the Lord. We'll close out this session. Short word of prayer. We'll go right into the other session. No need to leave and go anywhere. All right. Appreciate you. Reach out to Lisa or Geraldine. Lisa, you going to help Joey with her sister, right? I think I saw that out of the corner of my eye. Get with me on that. We need to take care of her sister. So get with me before you do anything, charge anything. All right. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in the earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day, Lord, our daily bread. Forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. Amen.